Okay. Symbol and icon are terms that we can often use interchangeably, but they're actually a subtle difference. An icon is a literal visual representation of the thing it represents, whereas a symbol can be a more abstract representation of something. For example, a hand accompanied by direction arrows, right? That represents the idea of changing settings. I mean, that represents a finger swiping, right? Is an icon. So this is an icon. A cog that is a wheel is a symbol, and it represents the idea of changing settings. Some icons that were literal representations of over time have come to take on a more symbolic form. So this is like a floppy disk, which you guys probably have never used in your life, but it's now used as a save icon in software quite often. The phone handle, again, it's from a rotary dial phone, which again is something you all probably have never used in your life, but has come to be the symbol for phone, even though we don't use phones that look like this anymore. So then it's a symbol. It's no longer an icon, it's a symbol because it's not something we're currently using. Musical notes for music apps, and even more abstract, is a symbol for 3 lines, which has become representation of a navigation menu, are abstract symbols, right? Abstract symbols. The icon for shopping is a shopping cart, and that's an icon. Arrows are graphical symbols, and arrows make up other symbols. An older medieval convention is the manacle, which is a pointing hand. We've been using icons for 50,000 years. The first form of communication were the cave paintings found in Lascaux, France. What's the difference you see between these two iPhone 7 interfaces? Who can tell me?
Could you repeat the question one more time?
Sure. What are the differences you see between these two iPhone 7 interfaces?
The one on the right is more up to date, while the left one is less up to date. As well as the one on the right uses, like, for example, the setting. On the left, it's a lot more simplified, while on the right, it's a lot more complex and more detailed.
That's what we're looking for. It's not about it being up to date. There's actually one is redesigned to simplify it. So the one on the left is a reimagined look, which is simplified, flattened, taken away all of those details that make it look more dimensional. So you're right. The one on the right is the iPhone 7 interface, and it was really dimensional, showing shadows and highlights and being much more three-dimensional feeling almost in some cases. Whereas the one on the left was simplified, this idea of flattening everything down, simplifying the icons so that it's simpler and easier to read. Designers are tasked with making icon sets for products and services all the time, creating a set of icons that feel cohesive and similar, like they're all part of the same family, like you see here. This grouping all have the same line weight, a color palette that's consistent, and so they all feel connected as if they're part of the same grouping. Universal symbols. What does this symbol mean? Who can tell me?
No U-turn and no parking.
And no, there's one more, there's 3.
I don't know that one.
Don't go up.
Right, don't go up or don't go forward. It's a don't symbol, right? So you put a red circle with a slash through it over anything, right? And it means don't. It's a universal symbol. It's a symbol we all understand. You don't do something if this symbol is in front of it. Our alphabet is a set of symbols, much like the Egyptian hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs, sacred scribes, which were a rudimentary form of writing, we now know as a picture writing system. What is the difference between a logo, a symbol, and an icon? Each serves a specific purpose, and although they may seem the same, the aim for each is quite different. When you start to dig and pull them apart, you notice that the nuances and characteristics that make each a unique entity. All logos are symbols, but not all symbols are logos. These are symbols, not logos. So now we're going to do the interactive part of our lecture. So going over to Mural, I want you to all tell me. No, don't move it. I forgot to lock them. Hold on a second. Let me lock it.
My bad.
Now, I
I
want you
did that
to
earlier
take.
too because I accidentally clicked it.
Yeah, let me lock them. Hold on a second. I forgot to lock them. Okay, so now we're going to go to the pencil. Everyone go over to the pencil. And so I want you to take and copy the Post-it note, icon or symbol, and then post it around the pencil on the page, not covering the pencil, but around it. Choose whichever one you want, copy it and paste it onto the board. And it's just Command C, Command V. Is it allowing you to copy it or not?
This is a mural?
Yeah, we're on Mural. You should see an icon and a symbol Post-it note. And you should just be able to copy and paste and put it on the board. Whatever you think it is. Don't take the only one, copy and paste it. Looks like someone took the actual one.
I don't know if you can copy and paste it. I couldn't figure it out, but if you click duplicate, it works.
Ah, duplicate. Okay, thank you. All right, think for yourselves. I would encourage you to think about what I just shared with you. And once you've all voted, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a black one.
And we're doing icon, symbol, and logo, or just icon or symbol?
You're doing it on the pencil. I'm showing you the symbol of a pencil, the icon of a pencil,
Oh.
symbol, icon. What is it? It's a pencil. Is it an icon or a symbol? You're
Okay.
putting a Post-it on the board itself with the pencil. What you think it is. It needs to be on the whiteboard. We're on the pencil. All right, has everyone put, I don't think so, because I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 2 symbols over here between the 2 images. those need to go on the board of the pencil, if that's what you mean them to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 people who have voted. I'm going to switch our sharing. I'm going to stop sharing this and move over to. Okay, there's 12 students in here, so I only have 10 people voting right now. So I need everyone to participate. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. The next question, we'll come back to these. The next question is looking at our sheep. What is the sheep? An icon or a symbol? Who can tell me? Put it on there. Make a duplicate. Duplicate the sheep. Is it a icon or a symbol? Which one is it? Okay, everyone needs to vote. I have one person who's not voting. I'm gonna see everyone vote. Let's move on to the next one. We have a bear. What is this? A symbol or an icon?
Is logo another option for us to use?
Nope.
Or
Nope. It's symbol or icon. All right. And then let's go down to the graphic of the televisions. What is that? A symbol or an icon? All right, let's get everyone voting on our television. What is that? A symbol or an icon? And then we're moving on to the chairs by Eames. What are those? Symbols or icons? And then lastly, the poster for Objectified, the movie Objectified. Has anyone seen that movie, Objectified? All right. All right, let's share our final tally. Has everyone voted? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I'm not getting, I should have 12 per page, and I'm looking like people are not all voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've gone down to 9 on the pencil. Someone has taken their votes off. Who hasn't voted on the pencil? And the people that had symbol have disappeared. There were symbols on here, now they're gone. Don't take your votes off. Once you voted, leave it. Otherwise, I'll have to use the voting poll feature. I thought this would be more fun to do with the Post-its, but. Okay, I need you all to vote. I'm gonna look and see who's not voting. I can. Let's see. All right, so let's go up to the pencil. We had some symbols early on, but everyone looks like they've changed their mind and we've all gone with icon. Why do we think it's an icon? Who can tell me? Why do you think it's an icon?
Because it's like a physical representation of the item, like it's just a pencil.
That's right. It's a physical, it's an actual item that we use in everyday life. Therefore, it's an icon. So those of you who had icon, good job. You are correct. Moving over to the sheep. What do we think? It looks like icons are winning, but there's also some symbols. So I need someone who told me that you are, you've told me that it's a symbol, one of your symbols. Who would like to share why they chose symbol?
I mean, it could be an icon representing for like on a shampoo bottle that it's like environmental friendly or something, or grass fed or something. But it also seems a little too complex to be an icon.
Okay, so but I think what you just confused the definition. So if it's on a shampoo bottle because it's meaning it's not harming animals, it would be a symbol. It would be a symbol representing an organization that doesn't harm animals. Okay, so if it's on a shampoo bottle looking like this and it's representing like We Save the Sheep organization, it's a symbol, it's not an icon. If it's showing me that this is where sheep, I'm representing sheep in a map, that there are sheep in the field on a map, then it's an icon. but it's very stylized, as you said. So it's more likely like a logo. It's not like a very simple drawing that really clearly immediately says sheep. So I am on the side of it being a symbol because it's most likely a logo or something representing something to do with a company or service, because it's a stylized drawing of a sheep. It's not a simple, basic drawing of a sheep. So for that reason, I'm putting it in the category of symbol. So those of you who went with symbol are correct. Moving over to the bear. I think it was Maddie, are you black circle that you were asking if logo was an option?
No, that wasn't me.
Who was the black? Hold on, I'll look.
Like is me.
Okay. So you were asking if it was a logo, an option, right?
Yeah, because it looks like a logo. I feel like I seen it on I feel like I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, right. It does look like a logo. And so all logos are symbols. So yes, it's a logo, it would be a symbol. So all of you who put symbol, you are correct. Let's go down to the television. Now, I have a lot of icons here. Who voted icon? Who wants to share why you chose icon? Alex, did you put icon?
I was on my way to share, sorry.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
So it may just be me, and I doubt that this works in all situations, but given that it had, wait, are we on the,
Television.
oh, I thought we were on one of the other ones. My apologies, but I can still share for this one
Okay.
if you want me to,
Yeah,
but
I do. Go
the
ahead.
other one I wanted to share on, I could come back and answer for that too.
Which one were you thinking we were on, Cooper? The last
The
one, the
next
bear?
one.
Oh, okay. Well, let's start with the television because that's the one we're on. So go ahead and tell me your thoughts. What did you vote?
I voted icon, I think. I don't actually
Okay.
remember this one. I'm sorry.
No, I see you that you did icon. So go ahead and tell me why icon.
I chose icon just because it seemed to have a bit more detail than a symbol, and it's much clearer what it is than if it were a symbol.
Okay. Let's hear another position. What else? Who else voted icon? Ariana, why did you vote icon?
I voted icon because I guess just the setup of it seems more, or seems like less symbolic. I mean, of course, everything could be symbolic for something, but I just felt like it didn't necessarily give me the message of of something specifically a symbol of representation. Is more like it kind of reminded me more like clip art, which I feel like is more an icon thing than a symbol.
Right. I mean, this one is actually on the fence because this one is an icon. On one hand, it is an icon. It's a visual representation of a thing it represents. It represents a television. Of course, we no longer have televisions that look like this, right? This is like the television that your parents probably grew up with the antennas and a big box that sits in a living room. So on one hand, it can be referred to as an icon, but it's moving more into the symbol territory. And the reason that is, it's one of those icons that maybe started off as an icon and is moving more towards a symbol, because like the phone, we no longer use a television that looks like this. This does not exist anymore. This is a non-existent television, but we all still think television when we see this because it's kind of part of our culture. So it's moving into the symbol. Does that make sense? So it's probably closer to a symbol than an icon because of the fact that it's not representing something we use today. If we used a television, an image of a television that we look today, it's a flat screen, there's no antenna, it's completely digital, it's a smart TV. That's what our TVs of today are. They're big, very rectangular, they're not square. So for that reason, it's leaning, so those of you who put symbol, the minority here, who did I have? So I have Philippe and Alex. Both of you were correct. Well done. Chairs by Eames. What do we think?
This one was the one I had an answer for.
Okay, great.
This one, I feel like there were probably some misunderstandings on my part about the definition between a symbol and an icon, because the way I saw it was that symbols are more vague while icons are more detailed. But for this one, I said that it was an icon because since the chairs are more detailed, they're easier to remember. So in a way, the way I remember it is the more detailed they are, the more iconic they are. So
Okay.
kind of
What
a
did I
stretch.
just? Yeah, I mean, because that's not what I said in my lecture I just gave. What did I say about an icon and a symbol? What I just said in my presentation. I didn't really talk about detail, did I?
No, I think I got lost in translation somewhere.
Okay. Going back to it, they're usually terms that are confused, and an icon is something that is representational for sure of something that exists. So I see the overwhelming majority here is icon for these chairs. And there's also things about being iconic, and chairs by Eames are kind of iconic chairs. The design of an Eames chair is a status symbol. It's an icon. They designed so many amazing chairs in their day. They are iconic. And so it's definitely something that can be a bit, be very telling. And so for this one, all these chairs are showing different chairs, different styles of existing real things. They are icons. So these are icons. Those of you who had icon, you are correct, because these are literal representations of existing, something that exists. These chairs all still exist. These chairs are all iconic chairs that exist and are in the world. And so these are icons. So well done. Objectified poster. So here I have an overwhelming amount of you that chose symbol. Those of you who chose symbol, who would like to share why you chose symbol?
I can share.
Okay,
I
sure.
chose symbol. I think pretty much all of those images individually could like represent what they are, but I think all together in this image, and like with the word, they're not representing the actual things. They're representing an idea.
Ah. Okay. Other thoughts? So you're looking at the fact that they're collectively all together, and that becomes the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else? Who's my lone icon over here? Ariana, tell me why you chose icon.
Kind of like how she just said, I felt like everything could be definitely represented in real life. So I think that one was a little bit of a like I saw that everyone had already put symbol, and I was like, I don't know. And so I decided to be the odd one out, but I definitely see what she means about how it grouped together. It can definitely seem to be representing something bigger than the individuals. So I think it can maybe be interpreted both ways, but I do also see how the kind of the title and the caption can also contribute to emphasizing that it may be more like a bigger idea, but I definitely feel like everything can be represented in real life.
Ariana, you're right. It is an icon. It's a series of icons. I hear what you're saying about making it feel like together grouping. I still don't think it would be a symbol because we're really looking at the idea of what they are. And so they are icons. Even in the poster altogether, they're still icons because they're representing real life products that are out in the world today. And so this is an example of, this is a movie about product design. Objectified is a movie about product design. And so it is very much a design. And if you guys look closely, if you remember back in our very first day, there's our Alessi teapot, there's the Alessi juicer. There's some of those iconic designs. And so once again, this is actually a poster of iconic designs that are truly all icons. They're all existing. So icon is actually the right answer for this one. And so Ariana, it's good to hold your truth of what you feel. Don't go with the herd and stand, for what you think. You are right. And I see, and there's another one down here too. I see another black one, and I think this is Angelica is also right. So good job for the ladies. It is icons. And so it is something to think about. So icons and symbols, all logos are symbols, right? But not all logos are iconic. What does that mean? All logos are symbols, but not all symbols are iconic or icons.
It could be that all logos are basically symbolic. They all represent as something, but none of those can really be icons because icons are just very direct. They're just one task, one answer, one solution. It's not exactly like, oh, there's a meaning behind it. It could mean this, it could mean that. No, it's just very direct.
Right. And the other part of that is not all symbols are logos. So all logos are symbols, but not all symbols are logos. So that's obvious, right? So we're showing symbols that aren't necessarily a logo, right? So when we talk about the TV down there is a TV logo that's kind of like that TV. It's called TiVo. It was a product probably 20 years ago now that looks like a TV like that, and they turned it into a logo. But those square old-fashioned TVs are still symbols because they're representing TV, and they're not representing the TVs we use today. Whereas like on the objectified poster, all those products are real products that we're using and are currently using, or are iconic designs representing that item. So, all right, why are we talking about all of this? Well, because we are going to start designing symbols. Okay, so we're going to start designing symbols and talking about how we're going to communicate ideas. Well, we communicate ideas with symbols. So like we talked about the hand with the swiping motion, right? That's showing you how to do something. That's showing you a symbol of how to swipe if you're learning how to use an app or something of that nature. So we're going to get into that next. Thanks, everybody. This was good.